At the end of the day, what you're doing is you're getting a small economic ownership, and hopefully you're going to be able to help the company by being the company's biggest brand ambassador and getting the word out, and helping out the company where you can if they need introduction to certain customers. Now, what we've seen in the past is we do end up having a handful of investors in any given company that have pretty deep domain expertise and can be just as helpful as some of the institutional investors out there. So I would say the vast majority of people that are smaller new investors are really just going to have an economic ownership and be cheerleaders of the company. But some people definitely do carry a lot more weight and can be very helpful with these companies.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a false belief on some part, maybe people in the press, that even an accredited investor in a private company who's putting in $25 or $50 or $100 or $250,000 into a company actually has an operational role at the company, or has complete information on what's going on, or has the ear of the management. In some cases, you don't. You are making a bet in a private company, and it may or may not work out, but you're doing that diversification across it to actually hedge against the fact that, hey, most of them do die. You don't need to have that level of operation. Just like if you buy IBM or Google shares, if you owned 1 million shares of Google right now, it gives you no right to walk in the front door at Google and say, hey, I'm here. Can I speak to Larry?
Yeah, I agree with that. And I was going to say it's somewhere in between a startup where there's a VC that's writing one check and being incredibly in control of the company, and a public company where you have absolutely no involvement whatsoever, and no matter what you do or who you tell about the idea or how many products you buy, you're going to have no impact. This is something in between where you're not going to be involved in all the management decisions, but you actually, collectively, you can make a big impact on these startups that are just starting out, and fundraising is definitely one of the biggest challenges to getting a company off the ground, and so is marketing. So you can help in both those areas.
Let me just take a quick moment to thank Scott Ed Walker and the Walker Corporate Law Group for supporting This Week in Startups. The Walker Corporate Law Group is a boutique law firm specializing in the representation of entrepreneurs and startups, and I've personally known Scott for a long time, and a lot of my angel investments use him as their attorney and speak incredibly highly of him. The Walker Corporate Law Group encourages fixed fees, which they believe really helps startups, and I know it does because you don't get that surprise when you get your bill every month. And they believe actually at the Walker Corporate Law Group that billable hours reward inefficiency. They want to get things done, and they want to get it done quickly and efficiently for you. Keep those billable hours actually reasonable so that you can grow your startup and put the capital where it belongs in the product. All of their lawyers have decades of experience. There's no junior associates getting on-the-job training, and they provide tons of services, including M&A, licensing agreements, terms of services, and privacy policies. If you want to talk to the founder himself, Scott Ed Walker, you can call him directly at 415-979-9998. That's 415-979-9998, 979-9998, or you can email him directly, Scott@Walker Corporate Law. Scott@Walker Corporate Law, and you just put in the subject line, Jason sent me. And you can visit walkercorporatelaw.com, and you can follow Scott at Scott Ed Walker on the Twitter. Thanks, Scott, for supporting independent media like This Week in Startups.